a word called as digestive fire in yogic language? No? Paschimottanasana, what is the benefit of it? The forward bending when you hold your any of the kriyas like Nauli Kriya or anything, Vahinisara, any other yogas where you crunch your abdomen, what it exactly do?
You're massaging your organs.
Yes. So what exactly it is going to do in yogic language? It is going to increase your Jatharagni. Have you heard about the word called as Jatharagni? So it is used as the fire which is there in your abdomen. The metabolic juices, everything in the scientific languages, it secretes. So any yoga works on your Jatharagni. Okay? So what is digestive system? Yeah, very good, very good. Then? Yes, very good, very nice. Yeah, very guys.
Is the liver part of the digestive system? Wow. You're an artist.
So, yeah, kidney is not in the digestive system, kidney is in the excretory system. So, name them. This is mouth. This is very good. Then this is very good. Spleen is somewhere here, but it do not comes under the digestive system. So it is which something comes under the digestive system is large intestine. Then this is small intestine. Then this is your okay. So digestion starts from the mouth. The first thing which helps us to digest is our teeth, right? We break down the food from our teeth. Done. So second is saliva. First is teeth and then saliva, because that is a mechanical crush, right? But saliva is chemical crush. Second is saliva. So what does the tongue does? What our tongue does? Ah, very good. It has taste buds. It is for the tasting the food. Why do we need to taste the food? It is?
To know if it's poisoned.
Okay, very nice. To detect the poison. Very nice. So what is the taste of a poison? If something is poisonous to the body, what? Bitter. Very nice. Or maybe sour. So that's why we tend to repel this. Then second is, what is the next function of the tongue? Pleasure. Yes, because it is connected to your nervous system. All the taste buds are connected to your nervous system, so definitely pleasure. Then third, speaking. Very nice. If you don't have tongue, you cannot speak. Very good. Then fourth.
Kissing.
What is that?
Kissing.
What is that? Kiss. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, that is also true. That is also associated with the pleasure. Then for mixing up the food, yeah, because if something you are not mixing up properly, then it is not going to. So the mixing up of liquid is called as saliva, and grinding it from the teeth. The tongue helps it for it. Then you have a nasal connected to the same pipeline which is stopped, like the food you are going to engulf from here should not get into, so we have a blockage here called as I again forgot always its name, uvula, right? Uvula, right? Yeah. So you see you can see something hanging out, hanging there. What it does exactly, when you engulf food, it should not go to your nasal cavity, your nose. Food when you are engulfing, it should not go to your nasal passage. So for that, uvula is there, the thing which is hanging. It is like hanging like this. When food goes like this, it flaps up so that food will not go up. So it blocks the nasal passage. Yes. You understood? Now, second, you have here a epiglottis. So you have the same channel going to the lungs and going to the stomach, right? So the same flap is there. When you are respirating, it closes the food pipe. The air goes inside into the respiratory system. When you are engulfing food, the flap goes to, so you cannot respirate, breathe and engulf the food at the same time because only one channel is there. Getting it? Yeah. So that is called as epiglottis. It closes like, it's a flap. When you breathe, it closes the food pipe. When you engulf food goes inside, it closes the respiratory tract. Clear? We are here. Now food goes down. The movement is called as peristalsis. The movement is called as peristalsis. So we don't have any motor system here, nothing to carry the food. So how the food goes? The food enters, the pressure will be before the food. Food moves. Pressure will be, it releases this part, presses another part. So it just press on like this so that food can move further. So it just moves down. Clear? This is how our food moves. There is two portions where this happens, in the esophagus and in the small intestine. Clear? Any doubts until this? No. Now we have two sphincters on this portion and on this portion. This is called as cardiac sphincter. Why? Because it is near to the cardiac. That is our heart. Just below that we have a cardiac sphincter. This is called as pylori sphincter. Pylori sphincter. Why do we have this?
Close so that the food does not.
Very good. So when the food enters to the stomach, it should not go. So this is a muscle which tightens up. So whenever the food is grinding, the food should not come up. But it can be volunteered. How? When we vomit, right? It becomes loosened and everything comes up. Otherwise it is closed. Food remains here. Why there is a sphincter here?
That the intestine contained does not.
No, the function, the sphincter here is not the back. It has something else. Think. This one, what you said was right. It should not go back. But this one?
Until it's.
Exactly. Until it is not properly liquefied. Until the food is not becoming proper chyme. That liquefied food is called as chyme. Chyme. C-H-Y-M-E. Now it is no more called as food. It is called as chyme because it is built up with lot of enzymes, acid and so many things to break the bonds. So the first thing where the stomach breaks is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, remember? Yeah. So the stomach has an acid content called as HCl, hydrochloric acid. And other enzymes called as pepsin. Then there are a lot of other like gastrin and a lot more. We are not bothered about many enzymes, but it contains a lot of enzymes. Now the question is, why do, acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid? right? You know, so the question is, if I give you acid and ask you to put on your skin, what will happen? It burns. Why the acid content in the stomach is not able to burn our stomach line?
Because on the skin of the stomach there
Yeah.
is some, I don't know how to say, some
Exactly, exactly. So that protection is called as mucus layer. Mucus, it is nothing but the mucus. So that the acid which is here should not destroy my cell lining. Now the question is, how does it produces acid? See, acid is there, it should come from somewhere, right? If it is produced by pancreas, pancreas doesn't have a mucus layer, it will burn pancreas.
Maybe the stomach makes it itself from the food.
Food, if it is made from the food, we should be consuming food with the acid.
But it can it not ferment it itself, get fermented there.
Yeah, if a fermentation gives not the HCl, fermentation gives the lactic acid. The outproduction is lactic acid of any kind of fermentation. Did you understand my question? Okay. So, what do we have here to digest the food is acid. You know the pH? You know the meaning of pH? Have you heard about this pH term? Yeah. So, we have a line, we have a segment where 7 is the neutral value, 1 and this is 14. So, more we move towards this is called as alkaline. More we move towards this is acidic. So, more it is towards the 1, it is more acidic, has the more capacity to burn. More it is towards the 7, it is more neutral. More it is towards the 14 pH, it is more alkaline. So, the question is, this acid which here we have is 1 point something, which has high capacity to burn our skin. This is for the digestion. But then it is not burning the cell, it is not burning the skin because of the mucus layer it has. So, how does this acid is formed there? How does this acid comes there? Think.
from the vesicle,
From the
a vesicle, something.
vesicles, yeah, it comes. I'll give you a hint, it is made by the stomach itself. But then stomach has a process where it will not burn itself, and it is very logical. Please think, and it's very interesting. This is your HCl, which is acid. Think. Did you understand my question now? Please repeat the question if you could.
How the acid is made in the stomach?
Yeah, exactly. It is not burning the stomach line, but acid is there. But then how does it come? Yeah, that's what question is. Okay, so the acid is formed by the skin of the stomach, but it forms H positive separately, Cl negative separately, and it secretes it out. Where it comes here becomes HCl. Until it is secreting it, it is H ion separately, chlorine separately. When it crosses the mucous membrane, it mixes together, makes HCl, which cannot cross further because of the mucus layer. Clear? Interesting, right? Yeah. So, until it is not HCl, it is not acid. It is separate ions. It do not have the property of acidic. So, once it is crossing the membrane of mucus, H positive and Cl negative, it combines and makes HCl, that is the acid. Now, the time period of every food in the stomach is different. Why? Time period which the food remains in the stomach is different for different food. Do you have any idea how much time it takes remains in the stomach for different food, or what is it? Okay, so which is the food which remains for 6 hours?
Stuff that's
Oh, sorry? No, not the chemistry. I am asking the food, the meals, or maybe the thing which you eat. Okay, so what is that? So it's basically depends on the bonds, which is easily broken, can be digested easily. So the fruits are going to be remain just for half an hour in stomach. Just a half an hour.
That's why if I eat food after half an hour, I'm hungry again.
So the cereals, exactly. The rice is going to remain for 1 to 2 hours. The meat is going to remain 4 hours almost. Because the very difficult the bond is to. Water is going to remain for 10 minutes. Clear? But then our digestive system is not clear, only the stomach is clear. Because the food is removed from the stomach, not from the digestive system. It's still there. Okay? So, next, carbohydrates breaks there, it comes there. This part is called as duodenum. Clear? Duodenum. Duodenum is a place where the protein and lipids break. What breaks here? Protein and lipids. Okay? So, to break the protein bonds, if we break protein, what would we get? We will be getting amino acids. Right? You remember? Yeah. So, amino acid will go to the building blocks. If we are breaking lipids, we will get energy. If we are breaking carbohydrates, we will get energy. Right? So, the fat which is in the foot will be broken by the liver. Have you heard about a bile? Bile? Have you heard about bile? B-I-L or bilirubin? Have you heard about this? What it is? Bile content? This doesn't taste good. Why? Because it is some property of detergent which helps to break the, I told you, remember what helps in the fatty acid? It's kind of a structure which detergent had. It is called as micelles. It is called as chylomicrons. It is called as bile. So the property of bile, do you know any disorder where the bile get completely disassociated and your body becomes yellow? The bile is yellow in color. What is that disorder? It's exactly. What is that? Jaundice. And when jaundice is for a longer term, it causes No? Exactly. So when jaundice is prolonged, the disorder which is caused is hepatitis. Clear?
Is the spleen, does the spleen make
No.
bile?
Liver. Liver. There is a whole process why spleen is getting affected. We are not getting into that because it is in the circulatory system or blood cells. So, yeah.
But sometimes when we vomit,
Yeah.
there is bile.
It comes from here.
Yeah.
It is a combination of bile and acid. Yes, the bile is very near.
To the stomach.
Exactly. It can go to the stomach and mix with the HCl as well and come up, which makes the entire burning here. Because HCl is here you have very less mucous membrane, but in stomach you have very, so the people who are having acidity or peptic ulcer, their biles along with everything comes up. Psst, psst, psst. So that causes gastric trouble, palpitation of the heart, and a lot of stuffs. Clear? And this is yellow color, so our nails, our eyes, everything it get accumulated, which shows yellow in color. So that is called as jaundice. Clear? Any doubts until this? Clear? So what does this stands for? There is something called as pancreas. It secretes what? Very important thing it secretes. Can you name it? Very important thing. You know it. Everybody know it. What this pancreas secretes? Very important thing. Okay, I'll give you a disorder where you are not able to properly uptake your glucose.
Produces insulin.
Exactly. So pancreas produces insulin, trypsin for digestion of protein, and insulin is produced for uptaking of glucose into the cell. We may read about the diabetes in yoga therapy classes. So at that time we will understand how this works. Clear this much? We have only 3 more organs and done. This much clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? No, right? So pancreas,
So pancreas just produces the insulin or also other things?
other things also.
Which are the other things?
Trypsin to digest the protein, and this one. Sorry? Pepsin is produced by the this one beta cells and other than insulin there is glucagon. So glucagon is also produced by the pancreas.
Main thing is insulin.
No, everything is all. But the disorder associated to the diabetes, because most of the population have diabetes, so we often hear about insulin.
Yeah. So that means someone has diabetes that the insulin production is not working properly.
No, we have a lot of mechanism behind it.
Yeah, okay.
Diabetes is associated with the insulin. So we have duodenum here. The first part is called as duodenum. The second part is called as jejunum. The third part of the intestine is called as ileum. You want me to write? You will get it in the net. Duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Duodenum is almost 6.5 feet length, small intestine. This is 15 inches, then that is 5 inches almost, 5 or more than 5. So the biggest part is the duodenum. Why? All the breaking up of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids happens in the duodenum. All the breaking into the smallest unit. The complex molecules get broken up because of the enzymes produced by the pancreas, liver and stomach, and it is made into the small portion that happens completely in the duodenum. Clear? Once it is broken up, the major thing, the major property or functioning of small intestine is the function of small intestine is the major functioning of small intestine.
To make the different elements go into the blood?
No, the property stops there. Everything is broken, everything is done, but the small intestine is absorption. It absorbs everything which comes in the nutrition, as a nutrition. Absorption. So digestion starts from the mouth, it continues to the stomach. Digestion is breaking up, right? Breaking up, and then it continues to the duodenum. Then the second part is absorption. Absorption is the digested food is going to be absorbed by the body. So this small intestine, if I am drawing a small portion of small intestine, it contains some micro projections like hair-like structures, which is called as microvilli. Okay, it is kind of for this projections. It just absorbs the nutrients towards it.
But the nutrients, they go to the blood directly.
Yes. And from blood, where does it go? Where does it go? Sorry? Where it goes? From the blood? No, no, no. Then? Which organ? No. The nutrition it is. Where does it go? It goes to the liver. Liver is the one which is going to break it completely. From the blood circulation is directly going to the liver. Liver is going to break into the small electrons. Liver is the power source. Liver is the one which is going to design which has to be given to the blood at what time.
And what is garbage also?
Gallbladder?
Liver decides when it's garbage and has
No, liver only provides energy. Garbage is done by the kidneys back, and garbage is done by the large intestine. We are coming. Food is there, only the nutrients are absorbed. The food is still there. You understand? The waste and everything is there. But the important nutrients only is absorbed by the small intestine and given to the livers. Food is still there. You understand, right? Yeah. Once it is done in the jejunum, it comes to the ileum. Ileum is the last part where it is thrown to this column. We are into the last organ. What is this? This is called as large intestine, where the food is given to this part, and with the liquid, with the water we are drinking, with the food, everything, it is gone. This is called as ascending colon. Ascending colon. Why? Because the direction is upside down. So you do Pavana Muktasana. You remember which is Pavana Muktasana? What you call as Pavana Muktasana in English? Pavana Wind releasing pose. You remember Pavana Muktasana, where you lie down on your spine, you fold your right leg and then left leg and both together. So why you are folding, next time you remember, why you are folding right leg first? To push this foot up. If you are pushing this foot first, then it may change the direction. So we always start from the right, because our movement is from right to left. Right? So we push it from the ascending colon. Then, because it's difficult to push from here, no? Because it is against the gravity. You understand? So it is with liquid. This is called as transversal colon. Because the direction is this. The direction is this. Right? From here, the water is absorbed. Here, the nutrients are absorbed. Here, the water is absorbed. Now, the food absorbs complete water from the food content. So where exactly this happens? Where does the water absorb by the body from the food or from the drinking thing? Is from the large intestine transversal colon. Clear? You have to understand digestive system, because if you are not understanding digestive system, you are not going to understand any system further. This is the most important system, and then everything has its relevance, but this is the main system which operates everything. Digestion is very important because stomach is your second brain, right? Every nerve impulse ends here in the body of the stomach, yeah?
Some people, when they are nervous, getting diarrhea.
Yeah. So in diarrhea, what happens? You have an absorption here in large intestine, but then it is managed, the water content cannot be taken just like that. There is a channel called as glucose sodium channel. You have a proper NaCl and sugar glucose channel, which helps the water retention and weight. When somebody has bacterial infection in their gut, in their this thing, the water which has to be absorbed here is reversed. It is more into the fecus.
That it doesn't infect the rest of the body.
It is happening here, no?
That's why it's reversed.
Yeah, so it is happening here. It can be like this go, because the property of the food is no more like that. Because the next movement, the food has to come from here, out. But then it is more liquid. It can go this direction, this direction. The person will be always in diarrhea, going to toilets. So water retention will change. It goes to the, but urination is different from this, okay? This is, we don't mix up with this, okay? The water content which is absorbed from the large intestine goes to the blood and then to the kidney. The kidney system is totally different. It is in the backside. Large intestine is here, absorbed water, it goes to the kidney here. It goes to the blood and then to the kidney. We have two kidneys here. Clear? Clear? Yeah.
I still don't understand where the liver is in this process.
4 hours, most of the cases, if you are having a light food, which contains cereals, pulses and vegetables. But if you go to the non-veg and heavy food, it will take more time. Almost non-veg takes 72 hours. It remains in the small intestine and large intestine. 3 days.
But if we wait 4 hours after each meal,
Yeah?
then we cannot do anything through the day.
No, we can have lighter food so that the time of digestion will be less. If you are having the full stomach food, it will take longer time. If you are taking 1/4 of the stomach, it will take short time. Clear? So we are cleared until this. Once it is pushed down, this is easy to push. That's why it is become totally solidified now, because water is absorbed from the food completely. Now the fecus which is going to come out is solidified, solid state. It comes, stores here. This is called as rectum. Stored. So every time it pushes, it comes and stores here. You have two sphincters here. One is here, another one is in the anal sphincter. This is called as rectal sphincter, called as anal sphincter. It is voluntarily controlled, which is connected to the nervous system. It is voluntary controlled, but some cases it becomes involuntary. When it becomes involuntary? Sorry? Incontinence? You go, like conditions of diarrhea, yes, it becomes involuntary, you cannot control it. Exactly, so the nervous system becomes defective at that time, so they defecates, that is called as defecation. The process is called as defecation, complete comes out, the waste product comes out, that is called as defecation. If the nervous system is not working, this sphincter will not be voluntarily controlled, that is called as defecation. Clear? Any doubts? You're done? Digestive system? If you're not asking any doubts, I won't be able to say. So please, if you have any doubts, you can ask so that we can have an explanation. There are a lot of unwanted bacteria also, which comes here if the food remains there.
And the less fiber.
More fiber you,
Little fiber, the longer it stays.
it stays there. It cannot take, it's like a flushing.
I heard there can be also like a bad fermentation or something. That's what I heard with meat. That the meat which stays so long, it's like getting bad.
Anything bacterial is that makes the fermentation. So that makes the fermentation there, and that produces gas. That's why you have gas in your. That means your food is fermenting. Yeah.
And if you have bacteria, then is there anything you can do?
Yeah, you have more. Yeah, you can do a fasting so that there will be a complete food going out, and at least you will not be accumulating new food to that place. You do fasting. You can do basti. There are processes in yoga and Ayurveda and all that is called as basti, where you take enema, you take laxatives like certain chemicals, let's say some oils, maybe castor oil. Have you heard? If you drink castor oil, you will.
Or there's a Chinese fig, I heard.
There are a lot of things which can cause the laxative, where this muscles relaxes and release the food which they have intacted. So what happens? It just flushes away along with the water.
So it's good sometimes to have some laxative.
Yes, you have to do it once in 15 days to clear it. Yeah, the castor oil is best, or else you can do. You know the method of enema?
Castor oil.
Yeah, you know the method of enema. Have you heard about the enema? Yeah, from the rectum, they give a lot of medicines through the Ayurveda and all, and then it goes inside, it comes here, it remains there, it cleanses every part of the small intestine and large intestine, then it comes back. Sometimes the liters are like, they give like around 1.45 to 2 liters, which covers, it almost comes near the duodenum.
You can also make just water.
Yeah, the plain water can be done, but the plain water also helps, but then if you have some medicinal property things, it will help you more. That's it. That is called as enema. Any other doubts? That is called as basti. It is used in the Ayurveda. And there are a lot of other basti, because he will be teaching you some kriyas. There are different methods of bastis, or we can discuss it during the yoga therapy class maybe. So how it is being done, how the entire, you practice this kriyas. Do you know kriyas, right? Kriyas?
Like movements.
No, kriyas are not movements. Kriyas. लिया नहीं इनके अभी तक क्लास क्रियास की कब लेंगे अच्छा So he'll be teaching you some kriyas. So how the kriyas are done. So kriyas are basically for your internal organs to be cleared. So the starts from the mouth, you cleanse it, the entire digestive system you cleanse it from the up, you cleanse it from the outer part, you cleanse it from the down. Everything is possible. So that's how you do the kriya. Any doubts? Other doubts? Any doubts? Dehagni and Jataragni, Dehagni or Dhatu Agni. This is a different thing. You can remember.
Digestive fire.
Yeah, digestive fire. Jataragni is the digestive fire, which is all your juices, your hormones, which helps you for the metabolism, anabolism or catabolism, which helps in the metabolism. This is Jataragni. So whenever you do lot of yogasanas related to your stomach or your intestine, it helps for improving your digestion. Clear? Any other